Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing my very last book haul of the year. So I always try to do one last little book haul before I do my Christmas haul, which usually does contain some books in it, but it also has other things. So I really wanted to do one last book haul to talk about all of the books that I've gotten since my last book haul, which was in the summer, I believe. So it's been quite a while. I have a decent stack of books here to share with you guys, so I'm so excited to talk about them. I've categorized this video into different sections. So we're starting off with the adult books, then we're going into some classic books that I've gotten, and then ending off with YA books. So yeah, let's just start this video off with the adult books that I've gotten. So I'm so excited about both of these books. They're both adult romances. The first one is A Guide to Being Just Friends by Sophie Sullivan. This is actually an ARC copy of the book. It does not come out until January 17th. I went to one of Sophie Sullivan's book signings a couple of months ago to hang out with her and her daughter, and she so kindly gave me the ARC copy that she was kind of displaying throughout the event when the event was over. I was not expecting it, and I was literally so excited. I nearly cried. I was not at all expecting for her to give this to me, and I'm so grateful for it. I've already read it. I just talked about it in my November wrap-up, which I posted the other day, so if you missed that, definitely check it up above in the cards. But I really enjoyed it. She even signed it, and it says, "Brittany, you are like sunshine," and I just love her so much. She is one of the sweetest humans, and I love her and honestly her entire family so much. So yeah, this is the third book in the Jensen Brothers trilogy, the first book being 10 Rules for Faking It, and the sequel being How to Love Your Neighbor. So each book does follow a different set of characters, but we do get to see a lot of cameos from the characters in the previous books, and it's just such a fun series. They have really great plots and characters. They're full of heart. The writing is fun and easy to read. There's overall a really fun time. I am so excited for this book to come out into the world in the new year. I am literally so grateful to have an ARC copy of this book. I will cherish it for the rest of my life. I'm obsessed with it. And then the last adult romance book that I have is The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. So I got this book back in September, I think. I read it in October. So I also have a wrap-up where I'm talking about this book. But this is the sequel to The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling, which is a book that I read last year and absolutely adored. So I knew that I had to get my hands on a copy of this book. It's another kind of companion series, just like the Jensen Brothers one. So in this book, we are following the main character's cousin from the first book, as well as the brother of the love interest in that book, and it's such a fun time. We're also getting a third book in this series. I don't know if we're getting any more, but we're definitely getting a third book following the third brother, and I'm quite literally so excited for that release. But I really loved this book. It was a lot of fun and a great follow-up book to The Ex-Hex. If you have yet to start reading this series, I highly recommend it. It is such a fun time, and also they're just so beautiful. Okay, so then I have a stack of classic books, which is very unusual for me. I'm not a classics reader, but as I go through the books, if you watch my channel, you will understand why I have all of these. They're all very on brand for me. But I don't know, I keep going to Value Village, and I just keep finding new editions of books that I want and classics, and it is what it is. It happens, and I'm excited about it. So I actually just went to Value Village like a couple of days ago, and I found this pretty beat up copy of The House at Pooh Corner by A.A. Milne, but it was so cute. And I was looking at the inside, and this edition was printed in September of 1961, so it is quite an old copy. Does it bother me that it's a little, you know, beat up around the edges? It's torn on the back a little bit. It was like a few dollars, and so I was like, you know what, it doesn't really matter all that much. I read this for the first time earlier in the year. I read it for one of my Capturing Classics videos that I do. So if you've yet to watch that video, I will link it up above in the cards for you to go check out. It is one of my favorite vlogs that I've done this year. Just super cozy, fun Winnie the Pooh vibes. But this is the second Winnie the Pooh book, and it's the one that features Tigger for the first time, so it's just a lot of fun. But kind of what really sold me on this edition, I'm not gonna lie, are two things. One, the end pages are just so cute, with little Christopher Robin and all the little 100 Acre Wood characters following him around. We have Pooh holding Piglet's hand, which is amazing, and then just all the other little characters. It's really cute and charming. And then the actual naked book is also really beautiful. It's like a cloth bound kind of book, and we just have like the classic drawing of Pooh Bear on the front. But this book was just so charming and cute, and I felt like as a Winnie the Pooh fan I needed to have it, and I felt like I would have regretted regretted it if I had left it there. So yes, it does have a little bit of wear and tear. It's not in the best condition, but it is an old book, and I just thought it was so cute I had to have it. So I'm super excited to add this one to my collection. And then we have a little bout of Ella Montgomery books. So the first one is Emily Climbs by Ella Montgomery. This one's also a little beat up. It's got a little tear in the corner of the back page right there, but it's fine. It is what it is. Recently, maybe in my last book haul, it could be my last book haul, I hauled the first book in this series, which is Emily of New Moon. This is the sequel, and this is in the same edition as the Emily of New Moon copy that I bought, and I haven't read Emily of New Moon yet. It is on my TBR for this month, so if you missed my December TBR, then definitely go ahead and check that one out. Again, I will link it up above in the cards. Doing a lot of self-promo in this video, I'm so sorry, but I figured it was like $1.29 or $1 something. I think we also had a coupon, so it was really inexpensive, and I figured even if I don't like Emily of New Moon, this didn't cost me that much, and I would rather have it than not have it, just in case I do love Emily of New Moon and want to have the sequel. And I was also really terrified of not being able to find a matching edition to it. I have yet to find the third book, but I guess we will see when I read Emily of New Moon if I'll want the third book, but I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for it. But I really want to get into other Ella Montgomery books, and the Emily of New Moon series I believe is like her next most popular one, or like her other more well-known books other than Anne, so I really want to give them a whirl. I know that the main character loves writing, and that's enough to kind of sell me on it, so this is a very welcome addition to my Ella Montgomery collection. And then I have 3 Anne of Green Gables books, because clearly I don't have enough. That entire shelf back there is all Anne of Green Gables, but it's fine, I can't help myself. So the first ones I actually posted a picture of on Instagram, but it's of the second and third books in the series, and I got these I believe a couple of months ago, and I had never seen these editions before, and they just looked so cute. So we have Anne of Avonlea, which just has an illustration of Anne on the cover in this beautiful like green dress, but then we have Anne of the Island, where she is holding a book, and I liked this edition especially, but since they also had Anne of Avonlea, I figured I would pick up both of them. I scoured those shelves to try to see if they had a copy of Anne of Green Gables that matched these. Unfortunately, they did not, so I don't know if the person who donated these didn't have Anne of Green Gables, or if they decided to just keep that one and get rid of these ones. I have no idea, and I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to find a copy of Anne of Green Gables in this edition. I hope that I can, because I think they're just so charming and cute, and I really enjoyed them. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they've brought me a lot of happiness and joy seeing them on my shelves. I just think they are so charming and cute and adorable. How many times can I say the same thing about these 2 books? I don't know, but they just looked so cute. And I did tell myself like a while ago that I would only collect editions of the first book, because that is my favorite in the entire series. And then I ended up buying a bind up of the first 2 books because the cover was too cute to resist, and then I did end up buying like an old vintage edition of Rilla of Ingleside, which is the last book. And then, you know, I let myself buy these ones because they are so cute and pretty, and my favorites in the series are the first 3 books, and so I figured I didn't mind collecting these ones. I'm basically just making excuses for myself and going back on my word, but it's fine. I'm really excited to own these, so it's totally okay. And then in the trip where I found the Winnie the Pooh book and the Emily of New Moon sequel, I also found another edition of Anne of Green Gables. So my sibling actually found this one. I was like browsing in a different shelf, and they came up to me and they were like, do you have this edition? And I was like, no, but like I do now, because obviously I'm gonna buy it. So it looked like somebody had just like left it on the shelf, like decided that they didn't want it. I don't know, but thank God that she put it down, because I needed this edition. I don't know what it is about it, but editions of Anne that are green I just need to have. I don't know why green is a color I really associate with Anne, probably because of Green Gables. That makes sense. But it just had a really cute, charming illustration of Anne on the front. She just looks so cute, and I just really like the coloring of it. It's got a little symbol of Green Gables at the top. I liked the 2-tone of the green from the spine to the cover. Again, the spine is just super classic looking, and again has the Green Gables on it, and it just seemed like something something that I really needed to have. Probably not, but who cares? This edition is from 2004, so it's not like that old, but it's still vintage in a sense. The early 2000s are now vintage because this is nearly like 20 years old, so we love that. But it was just so beautiful. I had to have it. I cannot help myself when it comes to collecting Anne books. Yeah, it's one of my favorite books. I need to have a million editions of it. I don't have to justify myself here. Okay, so now we can get into the young adult books. So the first one I have is another ARC, and I was sent this one from HCC Frenzy, so thank you so much to them for sending this to me. But it is How to Excavate a Heart by Jake Maya Arlo. This is like a cozy Jewish holiday YA contemporary. I am super excited about this one. I had my eye on it for a while. I follow the author on social media. This book just came out in November, so it's quite a new release, but it is on my TBR for the month. I'm hoping to do a holiday reading vlog that features this book, so I'm super excited about that. But I don't know much about like the synopsis of this book or anything. Honestly, I read it and then I forgot about it, so you know what else is new here. But I just saw on the back that Raquel Marie blurbed it, which is not a shock because I knew that they were friends, but it says, "A beautiful testament to queer joy and personal growth, a remarkable gem." That is so cute. Anyways, so I'm super excited to get into this book. I am so grateful to have an ARC of it. It is stunning. So I'm so excited to get into this super cozy wintry rom-com. Then the next book was actually gifted to me by my friend Kaylee, and it's Always Never Yours by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegman Broca. This is the paperback edition because I do own the hardcover, but she just texted me out of the blue one day. So she was like, hey, I want to give away for a signed copy of this book, but she had just recently met up with the authors because they're friends, and they personally signed her original copy of the book, so she didn't really have a need for this one, and she knew that I loved it, so she asked me if I wanted this signed copy, and I said yes because one, obviously it's signed, amazing, and two, my hardcover copy is super battered. I bought it off Book Outlet years ago, and it was not a scratch and dent copy, but it came in the back cover. It was so filthy. I cannot even describe to you how filthy the back cover of that book is, and there's like scratches and things all over it. It's in really bad shape just on the back cover. It's so weird. So I'm super happy to now have like a very nice perfect edition of this book and to have it be signed by the authors. It's super cute. I love having signed books, so I'm super grateful that Kaylee thought of me and offered to give it to me. So I'm just super happy to add this book to my collection, and as you guys know and can really tell from this book haul in particular, I love having duplicate copies of my favorite books, and I do really love this book. So having a second copy of it is amazing. I'm really happy about it. The next book was also gifted to me, but it is The Way You Make Me Feel by Maureen Gu. I was basically over at my friend Lorena's house one night, and she was showing me her bookshelves, and she got to this book and she was like, I don't remember why I have this. I don't really want it. Do you want it? And I was like, okay, why not? I'm not gonna say no to a free book. I obviously have heard of this book. I've heard of Maureen Gu. I've been wanting to read some of her books, so it felt like a no-brainer to just say yes, of course, I'll take it. But gonna be honest, I have no idea what this book is about, but I believe it deals with a food truck, maybe a Korean food truck, Korean Brazilian food truck. So that's all I really know about it. I'm excited to get to it eventually. It's not super high up on my TBR because I have so many books that I need to get to, but I'm really grateful that Lorena gave this to me. I'm super excited about it, and I think that it's going to be a really fun time. Okay, two more books, and they are both newer releases, which is really exciting. So the first one is The First to Die at the End by Adam Silvera. So this book came out in October, I don't remember. So this is the prequel to They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, which is one of my favorites of his books. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm a little bit scared of this book for a few reasons. One, because obviously They Both Die at the End was so emotional. It had me bawling at like 3 in the morning. I was not emotionally okay after finishing that book, so I can only imagine that this book is going to be equally as devastating. It deals with the beginning of Death Cast, so the first people to die at the end, and it's also huge. The length of this book terrifies me. I don't really know what to expect from it because I think this is like double the size of They Both Die at the End. Like, it looks comical on the bookshelf next to each other because they are so vastly different in size. But I do love this world, and I find Deathcast so interesting to read about, so I am really excited about this book. And this is the Indigo exclusive, which I think means that it has an annotated chapter. I don't know if it's the first chapter. I think it is. I don't know. It doesn't really really like explicitly say anywhere on here what it entails, but obviously I'm excited to have a little bit of an exclusive edition of it, and I'm very nervous to read this book, but I'm hoping to read it in the new year. I was hoping to read it this month, but I just have way too many other books to read, so unfortunately it will have to wait till next year. And the final book in this book haul is Cursed by Marissa Meyer. This is the sequel to Gilded by Marissa Meyer. I believe this is a duology, so this is the final book, and Gilded is basically a Rumpelstiltskin retelling. I will admit, painfully, that Gilded is my least favorite Marissa Meyer book. It just didn't hit quite the same for me as her other ones did. I don't feel as emotionally connected to it as I do her other books, but I was still highly anticipating this sequel because the ending of Gilded really had me excited for the sequel. I felt like it set up a really interesting plot for this book, so I was super excited about it. And I wasn't going to pre-order this book. I wasn't going to, but Marissa Meyer always has the best pre-order campaigns, and I can never ever resist them. Like literally, I could never resist them. The pre-order campaign for this one included like a short story or something that I haven't read yet because I want to read this first, but what I was most interested in is an art print of all of the like main couples from her series, which just, I knew I needed to have that because her romances are so good. And also the pre-order campaign for Gilded also included an art print of all of like her female protagonists, and so this was done by the same artist, so I already knew that I was going to love it. So I literally pre-ordered this book for that pre-order campaign before I even knew what the art print looked like because she hadn't revealed it yet. I just knew that I needed to have it. I'm actually currently reading this one. I'm not going to tell you my thoughts on it, but I can tell you that I'm on page 286, so I'm kind of almost done. Definitely over halfway through. But yeah, this book is also stunning. I think it's even prettier than Gilded, so I'm super happy to have this in my collection regardless of the fact that this is probably my least favorite series by Marissa Meyer, but still excited nonetheless. So those were all of the books that I've bought in recently. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a huge thumbs up. Comment down below a book emoji, any book emoji, to let me know that you watched till the very end. Also comment down below if you have read any of these books and what you thought about them, or maybe tell me your favorite book that you've gotten recently. I'd really love to know. Subscribe if you have not yet already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!